think I'm live. It's been a while. Here we go, family. Here we go. Am I live? 1, 2, 1, 2. It's been a minute, family. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. Live on the radio. Am I live everywhere else? You guys let me know. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's been a minute. How's my sound, family? 1, 2. Woo! Black, hot, vibe. Little Rusty family, give me a second. Come on, David, see you over there on TikTok. I know it's been a minute, family. Give me a second as I maneuver my way through this thing again. It's been a minute. Give me a second. Oh, she. Go ahead, join again. Try to join again. I'm Rusty. I'm gonna join again, David. Sorry about that. Try to join again, man. I messed up. That's how you do it, right? Try again, Daddy. I messed up. Been a minute since I've been on this live, so everybody get up in here on YouTube. You know I'm rusty. Been 6 months, 7 months that I did a real damn show. So give me a second. Let me get everything started slowly. How's everybody doing this afternoon? You guys on the chat room over there on YouTube, I can't make it out. It's acting crazy. back up in this piece one more time. It's been a minute. Everybody can hear me okay? All right. Yeah. You guys go easy on me. You guys know I'm a little rusty up in here. Gotta get everything started. For some reason my chat's not working over here at the damn. My chat's not working on YouTube. Alright. As I get everything started, guys, we live everywhere. We're on the radio station. We're live on YouTube. We're live on TikTok. We're live on Instagram. We're live back up on Twitter. Back up on Facebook. So everybody get up in there and try to start everything. And yes, I'm Rusty. Woo! Come on in there. We're going to have an honest discussion. Alright, so I gotta put the tablet out, guys, with you guys' comments. It's not working on my computer, it's connected up, so. What's going on, Byron? What's going on, David? Let me know, you guys let me know what my sound is. I'm doing the sound check, guys. Let me know what my sound is. Woo! Black, hot, right. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. You guys let me know how my sound's going. Sounds alright? Loud enough? We get this thing started. And yes, guys, I'm back for good. It's been a long time. I know it's been a long time. But I'm back for good. I know it's been a long time. It's going to take a little while to get back in this thing. Live on the radio. So as we get things started, too, you guys want to call in. Caller number is 505-715-6496. Feel free to call in. Caller number once again, it's 505-715-6496. So you guys feel free to give me a call. Woo! As I've learned to get back up on this bicycle, I I'm rusty. So go light on your boy. Go get in your boy a little rusty. All right, thanks, Jason. I'm glad the sound is decent. That's what's up. All right. I know it's been a while. It took me about a while to find me again because I've been gone 6, 7, 8 months. I think the last time I did live was what? End of November. The last time I did a live was what? End of November? I think it was the end of November last time I did a live. So, like I said, I'm a little rusty, so just hold on. Woo! Everybody get up live on the radio. We live on the radio. We live on TV. And I'll reiterate that once we start. We're just going to just go everywhere tonight. It's not going to be just about Israel, Iran. We're going to talk about everything that's happening in the country right now, guys.
One is the Lord that you cannot break, and the other one comes that you cannot break. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Find it away where you cannot see. Master, this is the you cannot break. I need to find the lead. Mommy, my mind is not happening. I need to give up my name. I need to be on my name. I'm ready. Running to the other side.
Okay, let's do this, guys.
Wagwan, everybody, welcome to the Blackout Fire Network.
This is the Blackout Fire Network.
Blackout
Fire Network. Blackout Fire Network.
Blackout Fire Network.
Blackout Fire Network.
Media of the 21st century.
Media of the 21st century.
No
Media of
further
the
ado.
21st century.
Media of the 21st century.
The media of the 21st century.
Media of the 21st century.
As we dive into amazing conversation.
Get to discuss matters affecting African people, or the African history and the African identity.
Trying to bring a Pan-Africanism renaissance.
Relationships, life, politics, and everything in between, where we get to host some of the most amazing shows.
Talking about the creative industry in the country and outside, studio interviews and covering events in the ground.
Where we play the best top 10 countdown in the country.
Where we say nothing but the truth.
Do remember you can join us.
Download our app, which is on the Google Play Store, and also stream on www.blackoutfirenetwork.com. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms
and win yourself some cash prize as you tune in to amazing conversation.
The media of the 21st century. This is where everything happens.
Right here only on the Blackout Fire Network. Yeah.
All right, let's pause that. Let's get out of that. Booyah. All right, you should be able to see me now, right? You should be able to see me on YouTube. You should be able to see me on BitChute. You should be able to see me on Twitter and Rumble. All right, here we go. Let's get this party started. And you should be able to see me live everywhere else. Here we go. Been a long time. 1, 2, 1, 2. Been a long time since I left everybody without a strong rhyme to step to. We back. We back. Okay. So here we go. I want to thank everybody for joining us on the Black Hot Vibe Network show. I'm your host, Mr. Black Hot Vibe. Always on that ass. And we're broadcasting live from the United States of America all the way over to the mother continent of Africa, because we're truly one of the only international radio programs and TV programs, and that's what's up. So I want to give a shout out to everybody who watches on YouTube, everybody on Facebook, everybody on TikTok, everybody on Instagram, everybody on Rumble, everybody on Twitter, everybody on a radio station, everybody on your TV station. That's Roku, that's Amazon, that's Android and Apple TV. So welcome and strap on your headgear, because we up in this piece. Black, hot, bang! Come on. Woo! That's how we do it. Come on. We up in here. Woo! Don't be scared. We back. We back. We back. Like I said, it's been a long time. You know it. Woo! Shout out to everybody. Welcome. Come on in and have a seat. Let's have a grown folks discussion about what's going on in this world. All opinions are welcome. All opinions are welcome, man. That's not why I'm opinion. Because it's yours, right? It's your opinion. You have the right to it. You have the right to feel the way you feel. And if you want to call in, family on the radio, call number is 505-715-6496. I want to hear what you got to say. I'm interested. Black, hot, bang! I ain't said that in a long time. I ain't said that in a long time. Black, hot, bang! I ain't lost no pounds. I'm working. I haven't lost no people. I'm still fat as ever. I'm trying to work on it. I'm working on it. Right? I plan to lose at least 50 pounds in the next 6 months. I'm working on it. I gotta get this weight off. This weight off of me. I'm working on it. Woo! Come on. Come on. Come on. Black. Hot. Bang. Come on. Woo! Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It seems like I lost some weight. All right. Welcome back, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully well. All right. So my sound seems to be okay. And like I said, we're gonna be everywhere tonight because I've been gone a long time. So we're just gonna be everywhere. It's not gonna be any kind of scripted show. Just things that on my mind and what's ever on your mind tonight, right? Okay. You there, David?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, it's all good. It's all
It's been a long time, man. It's been
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
about 7 months. Right?
Man.
Yeah, 7, 8 months. Since the last time I
About that long too, though.
seen what now?
I've been going about that long too.
Yeah, what's up with you? I haven't seen your page popping in a minute either. What you been
Trying
doing?
to get back in the groove, man. I was working so damn hard with the job, trying to get things done. But shit, they done mess around and fire my black ass, so.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I ain't happy to hear that. What happened? How'd you get fired, man?
Oh man, you know I messed around and caught this osteoarthritis in my left hip where I had to use the cane. So I was trying to go through the VA, so I was trying to get my pain doctor to refer me to an orthopedic if I get injured.
Yeah.
And it's in that process, man, they kind of fired on it.
Wow. They say you slowed down.
Slow down, safety hazard, all that stuff.
Oh man, but then you lose your medical along with when you lost your job.
But yeah, I'm a vet, so I still have VA. I always,
Okay, you said your VA. That's what's up. That was up.
yeah, I always looked at,
Yeah.
I always looked at the VA, so.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm a bet my damn self. I've never even looked into the VA yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, VA's real slow, so I got outsourced to a pain management group out here in Texas.
okay,
So
how's that going?
I'm just going pretty good. I'm really getting upset with them as well because I was telling them the job was getting me pressured. And they gonna mess around with fire my ass there. I'm gonna speed up and they didn't. So, you know, it is what it is.
Well, I'm sorry.
Working on some stuff.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, man. How's the job search going?
Oh, it's all. Ain't nobody harm on that.
But what you gonna do then? You gotta still eat. You gotta still live.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still searching, still,
Yeah.
I applied as well for disability. I got a claim on that.
All right.
I got another claim going on with some attorneys.
Yeah.
Thank God I got an appointment. So unemployment kind of helps me quite a bit. I just keep on
Keep it on.
tweaking the act. It'll be all right.
All right. That's what's up. That's what,
Yeah. So I'm able to keep my unemployment allow me to keep my house and stuff like that. So
oh shit.
change. I'm not worried.
All right.
You know.
That's what's up. You got. I'm glad you got a good outlook on things. Shit. That's what's up. Cause
Yeah.
got
Got to.
a lot of us losing our jobs out here. It's getting pretty scary out here. So David's one of the ones that's unfortunately had needed hip surgery. Him not being able to move fast enough, he got cut from his gig, and that's been happening a lot out here with everybody. At a certain age, they want to throw you in the damn garbage heap. You want to get rid of your ass. So sadly, that's what happened. That's what happened to all of us, right? So, but anyway, family, I want to talk about what's everybody thinks gonna happen with this Iran war, because now they're saying that this moron in the White House has now decided to come to his terms and ink a deal with Iran. And I'm saying the warmongers, especially Israel, is not going to allow him to do so. And because remember, the class, I'm talking about the E class, because I'm back on TikTok again. I gotta be careful with my with my talk, right? I gotta be back with my talk. I gotta be careful with my talk. I've been TikTok. I ain't been TikTok live in almost a year, so I gotta be careful. I don't know, what's the protocol? Some words you can say, certain words you can't say now, right? So, that thing. I'll get that later. So, as you guys know, we're living in an authoritarian state now, sadly enough, and They've been moving to lock the American people down through propaganda. We get on class of propaganda constantly. We're the most propagandized people on the planet. We don't really know what's going on. For lack of a better word, our government has been evil for the last 60 years easily. And we've been told these terrorists are trying to kill Americans, these terrorists, that terrorist, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, and every other scary name you can find in the book. But that's all lies. All these evil terrorist groups were created by us, CIA and the Mossad. And that was to gain the imperial mindset of them taking over people's lands and resources and perpetuating a system of fear for everyone else, that you think somebody is a terrorist when they're fighting against the actual terrorists that are stealing their lands and bombing their children, their families and kids. So there was no need for us to go to our war with Iran. But you've been told that Iran is sponsoring terrorists like Hamas and Hezbollah. They got had a scary names, Hamas, Hezbollah. And that's what you've been hearing for the last 15 years on this propagandist media, owned and controlled by the same players. You begin the same narrative. That we're supposed to have independent media in America, all the mainstream media. You're supposed to get some nuances. But really, when it comes to war and empire, you get the same propagandist talking points. There's nothing new, right? Hezbollah, the terrorists fighting Israel and Hamas. Now, you ever open G side, call like that? You ever open G side, open G? It's happening in Palestine, and isn't it funny? The world does nothing about it. Men, women, and children are being innocently murdered, and no one does anything about it. They just, they want to normalize this and call these people terrorists. All these people are all terrorists. And they're not. How can a whole group of people be terrorists? How can that be possible? But that's the way they want to frame and warp the American mindset. And sadly, we have been framed and warped that way. And that's the sad fact that we've been propagandized to. And, Iran saying, listen here, the ceasefire only can continue if you stop bombing and murdering innocent men, women, and children in Palestine and now Lebanon. Okay? So this is promote something called the Greater Israel Project as they steal more land. And you propagandize and say it's terrorism when it's not. It's the same nonsense they did with Libya when they went and bombed Gaddafi. See, the terrorists, and now Libya is now a failed state. When it was a wealthy, functioning country 15 years ago under Gaddafi. And now it's a failed state where nothing works and people are caught in poverty. But we were given so much propaganda that, Gaddafi's a terrorist. Everybody's a terrorist. Remember Assad in Syria? He was a terrorist and gassing his own people, that lie. So we're ruled by psychopaths and sociopaths. That's the sad fact. And now America's with the evil empire, and I've served for it. I was in the military. Sadly enough, I drank the Kool-Aid too because I was propagandized, ill-informed. So I went to Iraq years ago. Sadly enough, I'm not proud about it. But, people say, "Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service." I said, "No." See, now my visibility is restricted. I ain't said anything. I haven't said anything. My visibility. See, I ain't been on this. See, that's how you know you propagandized you. I haven't been on this app in a year. I haven't said anything offensive or outrageous. And already they gave me a restriction. For what? For what? Because I told you they want to control the narrative. They haven't been on this app live in almost a year. And I've been back here for 10 minutes and already I'm being restricted because what I'm saying is the truth. And you know, once you know the truth, you got to get a steady dose of propaganda over and over again. Maybe on this thing in a year. Then I'm getting restricted. But the same what is the common truth. And anybody can come up and debate me and refute what I'm saying. Because we went to Iraq and started bombing innocent men, Iran. 4 months ago, in February, started bombing again innocent men, women, and children. For what reason? It's supposed to be a nuclear bomb nonsense. That's all a lie. First of all, they want to break up Iran for the Greater Israel Project. They want to break it up, make it a failed state, so they can continue their imperial goals of completely destabilizing the area, taking over, and making it a failed state. Right? That's the scam. It's about no nuclear bomb nonsense. And also they want to be able to steal their oil and put one of their fake banks up in there, the Rothschild banks. See, that's the dirty secret that you're not supposed to know. That's the narrative. You come talking this actual honesty, you get banned within 10 minutes. I've been in 10 minutes. Everybody can say all kind of crazy stuff on TikTok, nothing ever happens. I come on 10 minutes, I'm banned already. Ain't even been live on YouTube or no other platform in over 7, 8 months. But I'm a threat to the narrative. I'm a threat to the lies that they tell. Wait a second. There we go. I'm a threat to the lies that they tell. And as I told you, we're heavily propagandized too. And so now, you got the war hawks, the goddamn psychopaths. Since I'm already bad, I'm going to say what's real then. We got the psychopath, the ones that are controlled by the Israel lobby. You don't know we have a captured country. We've been captured before I was even born. If you go research it, we've been captured before I was even born. That through the Rothschild money and the fake banking scam called the Federal Reserve Bank, all Congress, men and women, are fifth column agents, all of them. All of them. Because they all serve a foreign government and not the United States of America. But see, you can never say this. You say that supposedly you've been anti-Semitic. I don't hate any Jews. I don't hate anybody. I don't want you to be able to say this, but this is the truth. Since you got the Federal Reserve Bank, this fake bank scam that they created in 1913 when the people didn't even want it. Now we're in debt. You know, we give people money to print our money, which doesn't make any sense. So you got a parasitical class of people getting paid off of using their fake dollar scam. And so these people are made rich by doing nothing, by living off the backs of every man, woman, and child globally. And you're not allowed to say this. You're not supposed to be saying this. You know, like I said, I've been on TikTok so I don't go on TikTok that much. As soon as I start talking, oh, you're restricted. You're restricted. Restricted from what? Restricted how? What have I said? And so now it's supposed to be a peace deal, right? And Iran is asking for the money that America stole with the fake sanctions from 1978 after the Iran Revolution. You know, and you keep hearing Trump say all this idiotic nonsense. Oh, they've been banned. They've been banned for all these years, right? What one have I violated? What are you talking about? You see this? What violation have I said? I said anything? Now look at this. It says, real live is flagged for misinformation. How's it misinformation? See, my live is supposed to be for what's misinformation? There's none. There's no misinformation I've given. There's been no misinformation I've given. Iran having a revolution is misinformation. How's that? Because they put a puppet king in there, the Shah of Iran. So you saying the truth, guys, is misinformation. You speaking what's real is misinformation. This is all documented. You know, this ain't even You see, what I'm saying is not even contested. It's all documented. Then they put a puppet government in Iran from 1953 and they overthrew it in 1978, 79. How's that misinformation? Where's the misinformation at? It is none. Because they want to make a narrative that's full of lies. Everything they tell you is a lie. You know, all media, they tell you, we don't want to go look, we know they own all of it. They're allowed to put their puppets, congressmen and senators in there and change the laws. Change the laws so we don't have a free functioning media. Where's the lie at? Where's the disinformation? Go look who owns all the media. Go look it up. What's misinformation about that? That they changed the laws under Clinton, allowing all this media to be bought up by a few people. Where's the disinformation at? These are facts. These are laws on the book. What are you talking about? But see, they want to say call this misinformation because they don't want nobody to know. I'm going to tell you lies that you got a few people that own all the media and they dictate what you can hear and learn. And that's what's going on. So as soon as you go on this TikTok app, supposedly you give it misinformation. I think I said you can go look this up. So anyway, like I said, they don't want you to know, so they go decide to bomb Iran, which is illegal. According to international law, that's not disinformation either. According to international law, what America and Israel did is illegal. That's not misinformation. But see, they own all the media, so I'm spreading disinformation. How? Where? I'm using no profanity, so the content has not been profane. I haven't used one curse word. So I'm refrained from using curse words now. So you can't give me that. It's not profane. And so what you had is a war right now of aggression that's against international law. And that's the law. That's the fact. No disinformation here. You had Israel and America go attack an innocent country and then try to claim to be the victims. And they're trying to see, and also understand this is the decline of white supremacy, of white power, white hegemony. And that's where they're all going crazy. So we listen to Democrats and Republican side, there's no dime bit of difference because they're both controlled by the same entities behind the scenes. So there's no dime bit of difference between any of them. Because you got one support the Ukrainian war, which is supposed to be the Democrats, and you got the Republicans supporting the damn Iranian war, right? And they're both illegal operations. They want to tell you that Russia was wrong for defending itself by going into Ukraine when Ukraine was killing innocent Russians on the border of Ukraine and Russia. They were bombing innocent civilians. And they don't want to tell you that our Ukraine was taken over by the CIA because they had a coup in 2014. They want to leave these little caveats out and think you're crazy. Now these are facts. There's no misinformation in this. You can go look everything up. I just said. So now they limited my reach on TikTok because it's the truth. Then I said it's been misinformation. I've used no profanity. So why am I being censored? Because I'm being censored because I'm telling you the truth. And none of the fake mainstream media is going to tell you any of this truth. It's all fake. It's all theater. Kabuki theater. Fake and phony. So right now they're getting scared because Iran holds all the cards. So they thought they were going to go into Iran and bomb it into submission. That was the scam. So they decided to go into Iran, sneak attack it again, go and bomb it to submission. But the joke was on them because Iran had been preparing for this war for over 30 years. And so America's system is so corrupt and they're so stupid. The white power is so stupid that it gave away its own ability to wage war. You know, they just thought, you know, the individuals in America, white power has become stupider and stupider and stupider and stupider, right? So now they're at the point where they can't project their wicked ass power to the rest of the world. So they gotta fall back. So that's why it's now flailing everywhere. They're not flailing everywhere because their power is now showing that it's now dubious. See, they could have kept the image going a few more years and just fool people. That's how empires do. If they would have just don't even go after Iran and let them alone. But America's now been exposed as the paper tiger it's always been. It's got a 20th century military trying to fight a 21st century war. And it's not equipped. And so right now, Iran owns all the cards and it's won this war, hands down. And so white power, white supremacy doesn't want to admit it. And Trump has no choice because if he doesn't, this whole country and the dollar's going to collapse. Isn't that funny? The whole fake banking scam is going to collapse. Because they've been using sanctions as a way to knock people over the head to make them do what they want to do. And now people other countries are finally breaking the sanctions. See, so what happened is they can't continue to wage war because they hollowed out. See, the goofy white supremacists, they hollowed out America's ability to make arms. They hollowed out their manufacturing when they wanted cheap labor. See, they were short-sighted. They figured they would go over to China and Vietnam and Southeast Asia and set up manufacturing plants, right? They figured they would set up manufacturing plants over Southeast Asia. And they would get more profits. But remember, they're savages, you know? They never realized when they did it, they were going to destroy their own power to project their power. They didn't realize eventually there's going to be a price to pay that you decided to get rid of your manufacturing base for a few dollars. For a few dollars, you're going to lose your power. So they were going to realize they were going to lose their they didn't realize they were short-sighted enough not to realize that they were going to lose their power base, right? And so now, as they're trying to operate this illegal war against Iran, and you see who's in charge of America now, the crazies, the racists, they're not even qualified. Mark Rubio, this moron, he's not qualified to be Secretary of State. You got Pete Hegseth, this idiot, supposed to be the Secretary of Defense. I refuse to call him the Secretary of War because these morons want to change the name because they're racist idiots. See, so they don't want to put the best people in the job. They worry about putting, some white man's Dion. And so what he did, they undercut the best military minds that were there to help them engage in a war that it would never been successful because we don't have, war is about, and being an empire is about capability. I told you guys, capability, right? What's our capability, right? Are we capable to wage this war? And the answer is no, because we don't have any factories anymore that can make bombs and turn out ammunition at the rate you need to sustain a war, right? And we don't have that anymore. And so you have an outdated Navy, even though it's updated as far as the technology we go, but the actual excuse me guys, the actual engagement of a Navy that worked well in the 1940s does not work in today's military operation. Doesn't work. You can't have aircraft carriers and battleships and destroyers like you did in the 1940s and show up off someone's coast and say you're going to take over the country. It doesn't work. Because technology has now moved to asymmetric warfare. Right? It's asymmetric now. They have drones. They have hypersonic missiles. So you trying to get them close to them, they can blow you out the water. So you can't project no Navy power anymore. That's over. Those days are over. You can't project that anymore. And so they can't admit that they've lost. See, see that their savagery, like I tried to explain to you, when they came out of Europe with their savagery, all right, sadly enough, when they came out of Europe with their savagery, they've had control of the planet for the last 500 years. Started with Portugal. When Portugal fell, Spain rose. Then Spain fell. Then you had the Netherlands, the Dutch. When the Dutch went out, you had the French. When the French went out, you had the British. When the British Empire came broken up, you had America. So this is the last bit of white hegemony. That's what's going on. So they're flailing. They can't admit that they've lost. This war has been, they lost when they first started this illegal warfare. Because it's an unjust war. You can't, that's what they was, you ever notice? Damn Max. You ever notice, you go these same movies talking about World War II. They keep giving you World War II movies. That's one time they think they fought a just war. Remember and past America's glory, right? That was glorified back then that we fought the just war we wanted. They didn't win that war, Russia did. We won it in the Pacific against Japan. I will admit that. Island hopping, the Marines, island hopping, various islands in the Pacific. But as far as any war in Europe, Russia fought that war. Which time we had in that name movie. Russia won that war. That's why Russia lost 20 million people. So they trying to go back to past glory because America hasn't won no war. And every war they fought has been a war of aggression, a war of empire. Because we're fighting against communism. But if you guys don't know, when Vietnam came to America, Ho Chi Minh, they wasn't nobody trying to be communist. They said we don't want. So let me give you guys a caveat with Ho Chi Minh, right? In Vietnam. So you had, of course, the savage, the French. See, they colonized most of the world and was losing everybody. They were out there exploiting everybody. So yeah, these individuals, Europeans, were exploiting everybody's resources and their labor. And so after World War II, the Vietnamese said, you know what? We don't want to be ruled by the French anymore. We just don't. We don't want them to be enemies, but we want to take back our own land and rule ourselves. Imagine that. Imagine that you tell people you want to be ruled by your own people. And the white supremacists never understand that. That's supposed to be crazy talk. They make up all these fake boogeymen. Communism, we're fighting against communism. That's all lies. They fight to sustain white supremacy. And it's on its way out. They know the writing's on the wall. It's on its way out. They're going to go kicking and screaming. So you have Ho Chi Minh. He goes to no good Eisenhower. They made a hero out of Eisenhower ass. This no good criminal. So Eisenhower, Ho Chi Minh goes to Eisenhower and said, please, we don't want to be your enemy. Imagine that. He said, we don't want to be your enemy. We have nothing against you. We just want to be able to rule our own country. So we want the French to go as friends. And we can trade with them. Imagine that. Trade with them openly where we won't be exploited. And that doesn't ring true in the white supremacist mindset. That you do things that are beneficial to each partner. Oh no, they must be able to exploit you where they stay rich and you stay impoverished. That's the scam they've been running for 500 years. And then making up fake narratives of terrorists and communists and all this crazy other nonsense. So Ho Chi Minh, remember they made these wicked ass Eisenhower heroes. These heroes you got in your head are all wicked. So Ho Chi Minh goes to Eisenhower and says, we don't want to be enemy. We just want to be able to rule ourselves. We want the French out. Tell them to go back home. But no, they're not used to it. They said, so Eisenhower told them, no, the French are going. You imagine this? This is what the white man, this is what Eisenhower told them. No, you're going to be ruled by the French, whether you like it or not. So don't tell you, that's what started the war. That's why Vietnam went to war, to actually gain its own sovereignty back from savages. Because they want them to have their own sovereignty. This is the scam they got going on. So I'm gonna call that the Africa, same scam they got running around Africa with this same scam. So Vietnam had the audacity to say, listen here. We've been here for thousands of years, it's our land, we want to rule it. We don't even want to be your enemy, but we want you out. France and America, they want to hear that. White people, they're supposed to rule everything. Right? So they went to war. And so what? America lost that war. Lost it, right? Same thing, see, they don't ever teach the North Korea thing. The Korea split up, that's the more imperial shit. And if you want to, sorry, I'm going to say my curse today. That's some more imperial nonsense. If you want to hear me go into that in deep discussion, I will talk about that with the lies they tell you. And to do with no communism. Nothing to do with it. It's about the imperialist dreams to take over people's land and resources. That's what it had something to do about. So Vietnam gets free, right? Those communism. They're your enemy. But they came back to do business with Vietnam when they put manufacturing over there. So all these fake ideologies they keep telling us here, bombarding us with this propaganda, it's all fake. It's all fake. It's the same thing you see happen now with Iran. It's all fake. Oh, the terrorists. Iran has been terrorists. The terrorists. Terrorists. Who is Iran invading? Nobody. We keep invading Iraq and Afghanistan. We keep invading, killing people. The fake 9/11 scam, right? Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. So why we go to 9/11? Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11. Yes, TikTok, that's not misinformation. Anybody told you that? That's new. Iraq had nothing to do with 9/11, but we went to an innocent country and started bombing, killing those people. Why? What? Because it was terrorism. That's the scam. We fight the war on terror. And all these terror groups have been sponsored by you know who. Isn't it funny? You got the individual now sitting in Syria who was part of Al-Qaeda. He was chopping off heads. These are facts. TikTok don't say it's misinformation. These are facts. And now he's the head of Syria. The Al-Qaeda, maybe they were supposed to be fighting Al-Qaeda. They were chopping off heads. But now he's the president of Syria. Okay, how'd that happen? How'd that happen? So we overthrow Assad in Syria, and now we got that Qaeda guy up in there. You understand the scam? You see the scam they've been giving you and the fake narrative they put on the media? Every time I say this, I get banned on TikTok, and it's all written. You go look at this. They've already admitted to this. It's not misinformation to nobody, nowhere. Right? And so right now we got this illegal war with Iran where we murdered innocent children. Right? Schoolgirls playing. That's how, and is that misinformation too? Innocent children going to school. That's supposed to be, we're so numb here in America. We've been made so propagandized now that we don't feel nothing for children anymore. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Let me say the word. Isn't that crazy? And it's so bad in America now. Because you know you come to every empire has the same dysfunction at the end. You have a bunch of morons leading it. A bunch of morons. Pedophiles. Imagine we got psychopathic pedophiles running this country. That's a fact. Anybody gone to jail? So we're gonna say allegedly for YouTube and TikTok. So, but we're not gonna be allegedly with the moron running the FBI, Cass Patel. All these people are unqualified and racist, right? So they base everything on race, and these are the most unqualified people we've ever had running any institutions. any organizations. Pete Hegseth. Can you imagine this moron? He is the head of the Defense Department. Never call it the War Department because some psychopaths want to rename it. This idiot is the head of the Defense Department. Can you imagine the generals, what they think? Like, my God, we got to take the orders from this idiot here. Donald Trump, this moron, that they say that they sold to the American people, this idiot who's been a failure his whole life. Been a failure his whole life. He's now destroyed the same people that voted for him, the racists that wanted them in there. Fuel prices sky high because it's a legal war. Food prices sky high, you can't buy groceries because inflation's out of control. Out of control. But you want him in there because he's openly racist. he's already admitted to being and this is not allegedly, so this is not no false news. You go look this up, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, will take me down again. He already pleaded in the early 90s having sex with young children. So I don't know what you call that. You know the name for it, but you call it what you real. You guys know that. So you got Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I'm not a fan of, out there telling the truth about his raggedy ass. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene out there telling the truth about his ass, right?
It's your life. Pack in all the things you love, like Brightstone's cottage cheese.
I have to tell the truth about his ass now, right? But the fact is that they're all incompetent. That's the sad fact. We got a bunch of incompetent leaders that are just absolutely insane. As bad as America was 40 to 50 years ago, they might have been psychopaths, but at least they were competent. You know, they were always psychopaths and evil, but they were at least not incompetent. You know damn well that Pete Hegseth could never become the Secretary of Defense 40, 50 years ago. He get laughed out the room. But that's how far the cognitive ability of America has become, sadly enough. And so, now suppose now we're close to the deal, right? We're supposed to be close to this deal. And Israel doesn't want them to have the deal because Israel still wants to wage war. Now remember, they control all members of Congress, and that's not misinformation. Go see how many congressmen are controlled by AIPAC. We got AIPAC funding. There's no misinformation in that. It's real or it's not. Okay? But this country's been controlled for years. And so you had Thomas Massey, he's not no hero. Now he's going to mention the U.S. Liberty. He's only mentioned the U.S. Liberty when Israel bombed it back in 1967 because they got his ass out of Congress. Now suddenly he found his bravery in admitting that they covered up the U.S. Liberty attack back in 1967. All facts again, TikTok. No misinformation. These are all facts. No facts now, so you can't keep putting these misinformation. Of course, you can stop my reach again, like you always do. Like you always do. So, the word on the street is that there's supposed to be a deal in the order, right? Words on the street is a big deal. Hold on, guys, I need to stay on for a second. Words on the street that they got to make a deal because the economy's going to collapse. With the Strait of Hormuz being closed again, you know, if you guys don't know, they bombed them again about some fake pretense, about some drone hit an Apache. That's the story that's sticking to it. I don't know. I'm not going to say yeah or nay to that information. But so that, again, had another round of attacks on Iran earlier part of this week. And so Iran decided, of course, follow up with their attacks on the bootleg countries that sponsor America. Jordan, Bahrain, Kuwait. I think it was just those three they hit this time. I think they left Saudi Arabia and the UAE and Qatar alone this time. So, as we're hearing through the grapevine that they're close to this deal. Of course, they've been close to the deal that this moron's been saying for the last 50 days of nonsense. They really want to make a deal. We destroyed them so bad. They're so hurt. They're so bad. This ain't crazy stuff, right? We destroyed them so badly. We destroyed their navy. We destroyed all the aircraft. They have nothing. And sadly, I think a lot of older Americans believe that crazy nonsense. But Iran proved that it was all false. It was all lies. All kabuki theater. Iran controls the straits. Right? They didn't have control of it before these morons decided to engage in this illegal war. Before these idiots decide to engage in this illegal war. Isn't it funny? And if I told you, who controls the UN? The UN didn't come in and do anything to help Iran when they were hit with an illegal war. Because the UN is phony. You didn't realize that? It's garbage. It's kabuki theater as well. UN. The hell is the UN? What does it do? It protects the imperialists. That's what it does, what it was designed to do. Go look at who created it. Never to solve any world peace. That's always the talking points they give you. It's always the scam. It's always the scam that they give you, right? World peace. You and his here to help. No, it's not. It's to keep the imperial powers in control of the rest of the world. That's what it was designed to do. So it didn't come to Iran's rescue when they got attacked illegally. No one's been sanctioned for doing it. Isn't that funny? No one's been called out for attacking Iran. They actually had a resolution blaming Iran for defending itself. This is how fake and phony. This is how fake and phony the UN actually is. They condemned Iran for protecting itself. But so what you see now, right? You have I think about it. Give me a second. Oops. Sorry about that, guys. Hit the camera. Shit. Having fun though. Shit, I can do this thing again. Charge this thing on. Damn, it's on that side. Shit, that's on that side. On the wrong damn side, huh? Shit. One thing about to go out. So anyway, like I said, you guys seem a little calmer now. Trying to get out. I'm a little rusty. So I'm a little rusty, so I'm a little calmer. So you guys bear with me here. I'll get it together. There's comments. Exactly right, Jimmy Jab. He's controlled opposition. He's only mentioned the Liberty now because they didn't throw his ass out of Congress. Now he's still just as immoral and messed up as the rest of them. The E class, the Epstein class, we can call them. Ain't nobody went to jail for none of this stuff. This is not allegedly. This stuff that's being revealed is not misinformation either. We have a group of psychopaths running the country. Epstein class of it. Doing what they doing. But we can't even use real talk no more. We gotta use baby talk and crazy talk. We can't talk as adults anymore on any of these social media platforms. Isn't it crazy? So anyway, so back what I was saying. Starting to get comfortable again now, guys. It's gonna take me a while to get back in this. You guys be patient. I know I'm rusty. I'm rusty, guys. So be fair with me. I'm rusty. So it's gonna take me weeks and weeks to get back into, I'm rusty. It's easy, but I got Joby setting up everything. Now I gotta set up everything. So I'm a little rusty. So you guys bear with me. So like I was saying, so now there's supposed to be a peace deal on the table, because if they don't do it, the whole world's going to collapse. And Donald Trump being so vain, they're going to blame him, right? And his goofy administration. He's going to go down as the worst president that ever been. He doesn't want that, right? Even though Israel wants to continue the war, a war that doesn't benefit the United States whatsoever. But of course, Israel wants to continue it, but they can't. See, they want you to go fight for them. So right now you have open rebellion in the military. There are people saying they're not going to go fight for Israel. You have open rebellion right now amongst the enlisted class, and they're not going to do it. And Israel doesn't have enough people to go fight this war. And Iran now is technically superior within that region. Iran is now the new hegemon in that region. That's a fact. And see, it's taking a lot of time to wrap their mind around it, that the good white man is not the hegemon globally anymore. That's coming to an end. 500 years of savagery is coming to an end. But they just can't run roughshod and go steal people's countries and talk crazy. You guys remember at the beginning of this, Trump was talking hella crazy to Iran. We're going to do what you told to do. We're going to lock you into the Stone Age. We're going to fuck you up. He was cussing. We're going to F you up. We're going to rape your women. We're going to kill your children. You're going to do what you're told to do. Remember that? Remember how belligerent he was acting, just all crazy and savage? Lock you back to the Stone Age. We're going to do it. We're going to lock us in. Just what it is. We're the greatest military ever. We're the greatest people ever. Remember all that crazy stuff he was saying? Remember that crazy stuff he was saying? So, Iran matched energy with energy. and let me say something real quick. The negotiations they're doing right now, Iran has a psychologist. Because this is not a joke, they really believe that Donald Trump is mentally ill. They think he's crazy. They think he's mentally ill. They have a psychologist. But he is, but anybody, the MAGA morons, that was their daddy. But see, it didn't matter who was going to get in, Trump or that wicked ass Kamala Harris. She just wicked too, right? This war was coming anyway because they're both puppets of you know who. They're both puppets. They're both puppets of who know who. There's no Democratic and Republican Party nonsense. That's why they got you morons fighting on TV. Because they keep getting this propaganda right left nonsense. See, the right we need it because they got they're fulfill the natural racism dreams. So you can always get the racists to follow any crazy shit. Get them to follow anything crazy. Because the racists want to hurt other people. You know what? He's all messed up, all broke, all messed up, starving. Right? That's why you got these farmers out there crying because, Trump's stupid ass put these terrorists on these other countries that are not peaceable. They believe those nonsense he said, right? They've been talking trash about China, so China just cut off all the soybeans and other stuff that the American farmer had been shipping to China. And I said, okay, no more. We're not going to take no more of your goofy farmers' products. We can get it from someplace else. Right? You're on all the time these racist ass farmers on the internet crying about we can't sell our produce, we can't sell our products. So what, stupid? Right. And they lost all the illegal alien workforce. No one's out there to pick their damn food. You pick it. You always claim everybody's lazy. Why can't you pick your own shit? You get a bunch of white people go out there and pick it. You know, you have this propaganda calling everybody lazy. Everybody racist, lazy, but then where's all these good patriots? You guys are MAGA. Where's the MAGA patriots to go out there and pick your fields? Get them out there to pick the fields. Instead of taking your jobs, you're MAGA, right? Taking your jobs. So go out there and pick the fields. Remember, you can do it. Everybody else is lazy. That's your story. You're sticking to it. Remember, everybody's lazy, so you go out there and pick those fields. But you're not going to do it. You're not going to do it. Right? You're not going to do it. And so, Iran has a psychologist with these talks so they can know how to talk to this insane ass Trump. Right? Because you know all the other right-wing wackos who always going to go to war, these damn neocons. See, Israel doesn't want to stop, but has no choice because it's all, like I said, it's about capacity and capability. Let me put this into perspective. It's about capacity and capability, right? So America doesn't have the capability or the capacity. So capability means, okay, when you go to war, are you capable to handle the objectives of private military? You got the, capability to handle the objectives that you're trying to reach. And since these morons are stupid, they're just full of hubris and white supremacy. I'm white, I get to go kill and do what I gotta do and lead countries. Right? Because they're morons. So they didn't figure out where we have the capability and the capacity. So the capacity means you can build armament at certain levels that can be replaced with what you're already putting out there, right? That you're bombing people with. Right? You have the capacity. And you being a serious individual, now you go to war, you know this got to be serious, right? You're going to war. So it has to be serious, right? You need serious minds. So you would have figured as a person, I actually don't have the capacity to do what needs to be done because I hollow out my manufacturing. So if I get in a serious war, and it extends, because see, war always goes sideways, guys. War always goes sideways, always. Always goes sideways. So you can't be sure exactly what's going to happen in the fog of war. That's why it's the fog of war. So you can never be too sure what's going to happen. So you want to make contingency. So you want to plan for everything and also have a contingency plan, right? But just your main plan, you want to know if you have capability and the capacity. So capacity means if this war extends longer than I think it's going to go, you have the capacity to manufacture enough armaments to engage the enemy. You have enough manufacturing capability to engage said enemy. And now, on the capable side of things, now, as far as engaging with the enemy itself, not just the manufacturing side, what kind of war am I going to engage in? Am I up to date on warfare? Am I up to date, or am I using outdated strategy from prior wars? Because war changes. Have I updated my means of engagement? The capability and capacity. Have I updated my means of warfare? And since I've had the intelligence around Iran blowing up, I've been blowing up their nuclear scientists, killing them, started counter-revolutionary programs in Iran. So I should have some kind of intel on their military capability. Right? Because if I'm going to do something serious like attack these people, this information I need to know before I decide to engage, right? Talking about capability and capacity. So I need this. So this information I need. But see, that's how you know you're dealing with morons. You're not dealing, and sadly enough, America's been dumbed down so much. You don't even know when you're dealing with morons because you're gauged in white supremacy. You like because they're white. You can't see that they're stupid. You can't even evaluate somebody's intellect anymore. You can't see that Donald Trump and the people around him are absolute morons. And that's not come from a place of hate. You don't hate anybody. It comes from this observation and what you do, your patterns. What are you putting out there? What exactly that you're doing? Right? Is what you're doing beneficial or is it detrimental? And everything done has been detrimental. They've had no success and they just keep, the news is not, remember we don't have any real news in America. So no one actually engages with these people and have a pushback because it's all nonsense. You had a real news and real reporters, they were asking, you had nothing but failures dealing with Iran. What's been your strategy? Why is it loss after loss after loss? Who did you talk to before you engaged in this illegal war? Who was advising you? Before you engaged in this war of choice. And that's what it is. You try to change it around. It's like, nuclear war, we can't do it. But they're going to tackle all this crazy talk you're doing. This was a war of choice. And now you find yourself that if they don't stop this war, gas prices are going to shoot through the roof. And also fertilizers, liquid gas, right? So we're already in a recession. They say, are we in a recession? There's going to be a depression. We've already been in a recession. We never climbed out of it. There's been no job growth in years. That's what I was asking David, was he ever find a job? There's been no job growth in years. And you got inflation on the rise, and now you're going to be hit with this war because now the Strait of Hormuz has been closed down for 4 good months. No oil going in and out of that place. You got the farmers in America talking about they can now, they don't got no place to even ship their goods, even if they could grow them, but now they can't import the fertilizers that come out of the Middle East to put on their fields. Now this all remember, this all Donald Trump, because it's a war of choice. Damn gnats flying around me, shit's crazy. So, live in Florida, boy, every summer. I don't know how the gnats get up in here, it should be crazy. So it's a war of choice. And they want to have you believe this was a war of necessity. It was not a war of necessity, it was a war of choice. Iran wasn't ready to drop any nuclear bomb on anybody. The most dangerous actor in that part of the world, you want to call the Middle East, I call Northeast Africa, or Western Asia, is Israel. How are they the only ones that have nuclear bombs and know what can go in and investigate what they got? But supposedly Iran is the boogeyman. Iran is the big boogeyman, they tell you. Who was Iran invaded? I'll wait. What wars have Iran engaged in? You know they had one back in the 80s that we instigated from Iraq. We had Iraq invade Iran because Iran had the audacity to have a revolution and get free and get back their reach. Imagine that. White supremacy, white power got mad because Iran had the audacity to get back their own oil resources, and it wasn't going to the imperialists. It was actually going to benefit the people. So if you guys don't know, all this other stuff is all kabuki theater. Communism, socialism, all this other big terrorism. This is all kabuki theater nonsense. You have a group of psychopaths who want to control the world's resources and control the world's wealth and keep everybody under their boot and exploit them. That's what's going on in the world. That's what's really happening. But you're giving so much propaganda from the news that they own. It's terrorism, communism, socialism, all this crazy nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. You know? And they keep you fighting amongst themselves while they want to steal everything that's not nailed down to the goddamn ground. And that's what's going on. That's why every time I come on TikTok, they've been on TikTok for 8-9 months. Really almost a year. It was last August I did a live on TikTok. I stopped even going. As soon as I get on here, I'm getting shut down. And I just got on here. They've been on there a year. They ain't post, I don't even post no videos on this app no more. Right? And so, back to what I'm saying. And as you, and if you guys notice, both parties are with these wars. The war in Ukraine and the war in, both these wars are wicked. And the war in Iran. And the same people control both wars. So they're not separate. These wars aren't even separate as you think they may be. The same group of individuals behind the scenes are the ones running these wars. Okay, that's what's going on. And so let me explain. I got a little bit off the beaten path because I told you guys it's been a while, so I'm going everywhere. So forgive me as I put this together. So, yeah, it feels good to be. It does feel good to be back in the seat. It feels good to be back here. Damn, it's been such a long time. It's crazy. It's crazy for me, but it's crazy. It used to be my drug. It used to be my drug. So, also, guys, thanks for the donations who donated. You guys want to donate? Go to Cash App at Mr. Black Hot Fire. Cash App, Mr. $, Mr. Cash, Mr. Black Hot Fire. And go to the website, blackoutfirenetwork.com. Go to the donation page and donate whatever you can. I appreciate it. That's another reason why I did the show. You guys, because you guys donated, I owed it to you guys, and I was really missing it. So this used to be my drug. I was addicted to doing the show. So I'm back. I was sporadic last year. I haven't really been consistent since really 2 years, since 2024. I haven't really doing shows in 2025 either. So you guys. So it's been sporadic for the last 2 years, but I think I'm finally back. So you guys be gentle with me. Be gentle with me, please. And so, what you see going on now, right? If they don't make a deal, then this nonsense that this delusional moron was talking about in the White House, these fake deals he was talking about, because Iran had already won the war after the first 10 days. It already won. So let me go back and explain why that Iran had won the war. These morons had destroyed their own goose. So these wicked bastards had America, that was the goose, the golden goose. They kept laying the golden egg, but they destroyed the golden goose themselves by being short-sighted. So like I said, they decided to, for better profits. Now understand that they're already savages, right? They always want to go steal people's shit and make up some fake excuse, right? And so they were too short-sighted to realize when they were breaking down everything in the United States and moving it overseas, the manufacturing base, that's how you win wars, guys. You must be able to manufacture to project your power globally. And so if you're going to destroy your manufacturing base and think another country like China, who you now made an enemy, you classified an enemy, is going to manufacture your bombs for you, absolutely ludicrous. Right? So we talk about capacity, capability again, right? So they decide to hollow out their whole manufacturing base because they want a few more shekels in their pockets. And then they started cannibalizing the dollar. They start so you hollow out yourself, your manufacturing base, and you start cannibalizing the dollar, what made you an economic power, allowed you to project your hegemony worldwide. So there are two pillars that allow them to be savages and make up fake stories, communism, terrorism, whatever kind of fake story they want to do, why they would go invade countries and steal the resources and exploit the people, kill them, then exploit them. So in their hubris, they figured that this was going to be the model for years, and that, that they were just going to be able to project their power globally and steal what they need to steal and subjugate who they need to be subjugated, right? But the dirty secret in any empire, if you're smart enough to know, smart enough to know that you're going to be in decline. But you can hang on longer because most people don't know you're in decline yet, right? So you can fake everybody knows the term, fake it till you make it. America had already made it. So they can fake superiority without having to prove it. And so what happened with this stupid war, they now showed the world that they're not superior. So you can fake it, just don't do nothing. Just do a lot of bluster, don't invade people. You actually have to put boots to the ground and have to do real work. People still believe that you're in power. They believe it. So allow them to believe it. But when you engage, you don't have the capacity or the capability, you expose the lie. Now you've exposed the lie. That now that you're really a paper tiger. You're not a superpower, you're a paper tiger. And now you expose the stuff in people's mind, and in their mind, they see you as the biggest economy, the biggest military power globally. So people wouldn't even think about messing with you. They would think twice. They would just roll over. Most of the times you would get your way because people had in their minds. But now you destroyed the image as well of you being a military might. Iran has exposed that. That you're not a military might. It's all fake, it's all bluster, it's all phony. And you can't change this because you hollowed yourself out and your economy's now falling apart because it's garbage. It's based on a Ponzi scheme. Your economy is not real in America. It's based on a Ponzi scheme. You don't make anything. It's all financial, sleight of hand, moving paperwork here to there, changing digits on the computer. It's all fake. It's all phony. It's all speculation. And without the dollar to prop up the fakeness, it's going to collapse. And so now that Iran, there's real materials coming out of that part of the world that people actually need. It also exposes you as a fake economy. Now you're dependent on the rest of the world, right? Keep your country going. America's no longer self-sufficient. We're on this globalism nonsense. And now, since the strait's been closed, we know we live in an international oil market, right? So now shortages are going to take prices to $7, $8, $9, $10, $12. Who can afford that? In today's economy, can't afford rent, can't afford groceries, And now you tell me I gotta pay $10, $12 for a gallon of gas? Who knows for a gallon of diesel, my God. And that's what you're telling me, right? That's what you're telling me. That's what I'm gonna have to pay. So that's not sustainable. And that's gonna collapse them. Not just the world economy, but the American economy. And so Trump was gonna be strapped with that. And he was concerned about the fake Democrats, but I don't think we're gonna do it anyway, because they're controlled by the same people. They were gonna come in and impeach his ass. He needs to be impeached anyway. He's a criminal. He needs to be impeached. That's a fact. That's what they were concerned about. But the Democrat handlers were going to be told not to impeach him. Remember, all these presidents have done all these crimes. They never went to prison or anything. They never been held accountable for any of these crimes. And so the only one that's upset about this deal that they're trying to make, Iran is, if you look at the deal, Iran is one. They're going to control the Strait of Hormuz. They're going to get their money back, reparations, money to rebuild what America blew up. So what was the benefit of America doing this? These morons just expose how weak America is. That's what this is the takeaway from this illegal war. They just exposed how weak the American military is. With all its bluster, it's not going to work anymore. They've just been exposed as a paper tiger. And so that's going to hurt them with any negotiation with any other countries, because nobody's going to have the instant fear of American military dominance. No one's going to fear that anymore. There's no currency in that anymore. That currency is dead and gone. There's no currency with that at all. You know, you showing them something in the American military and give me your shit. It doesn't work anymore. That's no longer, that dog's not going to hunt anymore. It's a wrap on that. Right? It's a wrap on that. Let me share this one bit I want to share with you guys. Give me a second. Let me share one bit with you guys. Give me a second.
These radical Democrats don't want to solve problems. They just want power. The power to spend your money.
Breaking FAA rules, then you shouldn't be allowed. Donald Trump.
Give me a second. Let's check out this cat here. Let me know if you guys can hear the sound.
Trump has claimed that the peace deal between the US and Iran will be signed tomorrow, but the IRGC has denied his claim. The illegal settler colony of Israel has reacted furiously to the reports of a peace deal between the US and Iran. The deranged occupant of the White House faces mocking from his own support base on the capitulation to Iran. J.D. Vance now says every conflict in history has been settled through negotiations, thereby admitting that Iran simply could not be defeated militarily. Iran reportedly brought a psychologist to their negotiating team because the Islamic Republic treats Trump as mentally ill. Demands to stop the upcoming...
You guys see what he said about a psychologist there, because they view him as mentally ill. You know, because he's been seeing all kind of crazy, insane things over the last 4 or 5 months that didn't make any sense. He hasn't had any pushback on all the lies he's been telling. They want to make a deal. They're so close. I've been bombing them in the Stone Age. They've been bombing them. They've been begging me bomb. It's all lies. Iran has won this war easily. Iran has now facilitated such destruction in the regions around the Gulf of Hormuz. It's frightening. And all the world, the whole world can see what they were able to accomplish. And if Israel wants to keep fighting, it's not going to work. They don't have the capacity or the capability to keep up any long engagement with Iran. That's over. It's crazy talk. Neither does America. Neither does America. Because we don't have enough big enough military force. And we're dealing with weaponry from the 20th century. We're trying to fight a 21st century war that's asymmetric. It's asymmetric, coming from all angles. All these little bitty drones coming at you, right? Blowing your ass up. So it's completely different. So the battlefield has changed. And America's not changed, but because its military industrial complex is corrupt. It's nothing but a money scam. Right? It's a money laundering scam. Send people all this money, and when they want $1 trillion, $500 billion to give to the military who make garbage. It's to give their buddies money. They own all these weapon companies. And it's all garbage they make. It's all garbage, it's all crap. Overinflated crap. So it's a money laundering scam to make the rich richer. But it has been exposed because none of these big weapons that they've been making and designing actually work and actually can fight any real war in the 21st century. They're not capable of fighting any war in the 21st century. They would easily be exposed by little Iran. They'll kill them. They can't even bring their warships, their naval vessels, within 500 miles, or they get blown out the damn water. You talking about this? Maybe tomorrow, I got a blockade. I'm stopping stuff. There's no blockade. Blockade of what? You can't get close enough to blockade anything because they can blow your damn ships out the water. And through their propaganda, you said they blew up 2 aircraft carriers. One was the Abraham Lincoln, the other one was the Gerald Ford. Blew both of them up. You see nothing they knew. We see none of that on the nighttime mainstream media. That the Navy has now been made mute, and everybody is seeing it around the world what you need to do. So it ain't no more bringing no Navy up to your country no more. Talking about giving your shit. That's over. That's over. Because Iran has been the template showing you that you can blow up a powerful Navy. You don't need a Navy to defeat a Navy no more. That's over. I don't need a Navy to defeat you. Those days is over. I don't need that to defeat you. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that to defeat you.
Demands to stop the upcoming Ireland-Israel match gain momentum as kneecap throw their weight behind the movement. Albanians remain determined to stop the illegal sale of their sovereign territory to the 2 dodgy family members of Trump. The US now faces new protest in the Philippines against the presence of its troops. This will be the broad focus of my video tonight. Also in this video, a group of brave Canadians grabbed the limelight for demanding a ban on Israel by FIFA during the ongoing World Cup football. So please stay tuned. So Donald Trump has claimed that the much-awaited peace deal with Iran will be signed tomorrow. This is how Sky News in UK reported the news.
Your YouTube videos are great, but nobody finds them because your SEO is broken.
Iran will be signed tomorrow. This is how Sky News in UK reported the news.
Let's bring you some breaking news now. A statement coming in from Truth Social, the social platform used by President Trump. This is what he says. Barack Hussein Obama's deal with Iran, the JCPOA, was an easy, beautiful, smooth road to a nuclear weapon, which Iran would have had 6 years ago and would have used long before now. My agreement with Iran is the exact opposite, a wall to no nuclear weapon. In fact, they no longer want a nuclear weapon, nor will they have one, either through purchase, development, or any other form of procurement. The deal is scheduled to get signed tomorrow, and immediately after it gets signed, the Hormuz Strait is open to all. Our relationship with Iran is a much different and better one than previous administrations have had. Unlike Obama's hundreds of billions of dollars in payments to them, including $1.7 billion in green coal cash, no money will exchange hands. At the appropriate time, when all is calm, we will go in and get the nuclear dust buried deep under the power.
Iran has already told them our nuclear capability is off the table. That's not even on the table. That's off the table. So we don't know what you're talking about. Oh, shit, man. We don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Let's do close.
Powerful sunken granite mountains thanks to our beautiful B-2 bombers and their brilliant pilots, and downblend and destroy it in Iran with the United States. We look forward to working with Iran and the entire Middle East long into the future. Hopefully, this process will all work out quickly, easily, and smoothly. If it doesn't, we have the ultimate alternative, hopefully never to be used again. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump.
And see, this is how delusional and crazy white supremacists have been. They've lost. And see, now their time, they're the funny part about it, their power projection around the world, this is now them in decline. And so you're going to see a lot of flailing between England, France, America, all of them. They're flailing because their time and power is winding down. That's what you see happening.
But the IRGC has already rejected Trump's claims, as reported by CNN. I reported last night, quoting the pro-government Iran's Mehr news agency, which had published the 14 points that, according to it, were a part of the MOU. While Iranian Foreign Minister Syed Abbas Araghchi yesterday urged media outlets to avoid speculations, he later appeared on an Iranian TV to confirm that not only will the Strait of Hormuz be under Iranian control, but the Islamic Republic will actually charge ships heavy.
Yeah, they're going to charge for it. That's what he's telling them. We're not going to allow you just to, we open up, we're going to charge money for people who want to use it. It's under our rulership now, and that's part of the peace process. Either agree to it or we keep it closed. See, Iran holds all the cards. Not with this moron say, the card, we blow him up, all that blow up talk he's been doing. We blow him up, we'll kill him, bomb him, blow him up, kill him. All that nonsense he's been saying for the last 4 or 5 months. Can't blow him up and kill him because you don't have the capacity or the capability. Okay, let's go back to that. See, these morons, I told you, these idiots, destroyed their own white supremacy. They don't even understand that. This the beginning of the end for their ass. Right with Jimmy, this beginning the end for
the fees in exchange.
Let me go to Lindsey Graham real quick. Yeah, I'm talking now.
Being the interest
of
America.
I'm talking crazy ass.
But see his audacity.
All these warmongers who don't want to go fight. Remember Lindsey Graham was with all the terrorists over in Syria. He was the terrorists over in Iraq and Afghanistan. You see, and he's a bootlick, but you know who. You know who controls his ass. Saying people want to keep the war going, but they don't have the capacity either. See, they don't have the capacity or the capability to keep it going. They want to, but they can't. They don't have the capacity or the capability. These are facts. But listen to this crazy ass Lindsey Graham.
See here, he's prepared to go against his own boss if a peace deal is signed between the US and Iran. In other words,
Trump ain't his boss. His boss is sitting over there in the city of London. Those were his bosses, the Rothschilds, who like to stay behind everything. His boss is over the city of London, who created Israel. So you're not supposed to know that the Rothschilds created Israel. Ain't that funny? It's a known fact. Not disinformation, TikTok, that's a fact. Well, you shut down the damn live. Nobody's on it no more. Nobody's on the live anymore. But those were his bosses, not Trump. Trump is nobody's boss.
First, he wants US troops forever engaged with Iran on behalf of a settler colony which has bought his morality and conscience both for a few shekels.
Yo, I just typed that in and it made the whole track?
Damn.
For a few shekels.
Senator Graham, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu released a statement on Thursday saying Israel will not be a part of any agreement. Are you concerned that this could lead to a rupture in the U.S.-Israel relationship?
Very much so. When we criticize Bibi publicly, the Iranians, lick their chops. The last thing we want is to encourage the Iranians to be provocative, and when they see a fracture between.
Now remember this white psychopath here. You know, he's part of the Epstein class. He's on the Epstein list to all the wicked shit. Look at this devil right here. Look at this devil. Look at this devil. He got no get some sun. Shit. Look at this devil here. But he's part of the Epstein class. He's all part of it. Come on. This is a legal war. We bombed Iran illegally. See, none has been said in the media that you just go bomb and kill innocent men, women, and children who've done nothing to anybody. And when they get talking about Hamas and Hezbollah, those are patriot groups trying to fight against illegal invasion into their territory. If you guys remember, Hezbollah was created, well, Ricky probably remembers when Ricky comes back in 82. Back in 82, when Israel was up in Lebanon, back in 82, tearing up shit, blowing up shit, trying to acquire more land. And at that time, at least Ronald Reagan had enough common sense to tell them get their ass out of there. Because the country was completely bootlicked, which it still was, but. So these people have been fighting for their very existence and their land not being annexed by Israel. So now they're terrorists because they don't want their land to be annexed. See the fake narrative that they've been put out, and all of them, him and the rest of these bootlicking congressmen and senators are controlled by you know who. This is known now. This is known.
Between Israel and the United States, that's an encouraging event. We have to make our own decisions as a nation, but there's no circumstance in my mind where hurting Israel helps us. Israel is a blessing, not a burden. So any deal that would restrict Israel's ability to deal with Hezbollah, that basically throws a lifeline to Hezbollah as part of an Iran deal, would be bad for Israel. What about the missile program in Iran? What about continued support for terrorism by Iran? What's the consequences of that?
Right.
So there's a lot of details to be fleshed out. But Israel's concerned, and quite frankly, I am too. I hope for a good deal. I pray for a good deal. But if it's not a good deal, I will say so.
Even Lindsey Graham's Israeli masters are not happy over the prospect of a peace deal between the US and Iran. This Israeli...
To tell them the truth, right? His Israeli masters. I said I'm wrong. Exactly. So his Israeli masters. Let me get out of that. They're going to have me messed up by using this content. Right. His Israeli masters. Exactly right. So that's the reason why we've been on all these Middle East excursions because of the Israeli masses, and really goes back to the city of London and the Rothschild family and the fake banking scam that's going on globally. That's what all this is about. Steal people's resources, go and put their fake bank in them, and exploit the population and make their resources benefit a group of people. That's what this is about. Not about no terrorism, not about no goddamn, not about no damn socialism, communism, and any other kind of ism. Right? Not about any of these damn isms. Let me make sure you understand that. Not about any of these isms that they're talking about. Right? About none of these damn isms. Is it right? Oh, wrong. No. What the heck is that saying? Anyway. I don't know. Anyway. So it's not about any of these isms that they're talking about at all. It's about imperial power, them being able to go take people's lands, put fake banks in there, and then steal the resources and exploit the people there. Keep them impoverished, where all the money gets siphoned up to the top. That's what this is about. That's why they're in Iran, that's why they're in Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria, all these other places. And all these other states are puppet states. Well, you talk about the Middle East. When the Ottoman Empire fell, they put puppet countries in there. King of Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, Dubai. Why are they not worried about those countries ever being democracies? Democracy. Because they don't care about them countries being democracies because they're already puppet states because they created them. When the Turks, when the Ottoman Empire lost its empire, got broken up after 1917, after World War I, they went in and put in these puppet-ass Arabs. They made these fake kingdoms. Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, fake. Kingdom of Qatar, fake. Kingdom of damn, the UAE, fake. Kuwait, fake. That's why Saddam was outraged when he invaded Kuwait. He told you this is a fake country created by the British. It's fake, right? That's what they said. Oh, now it's my visibility restricted again. For what? You already restricted my visibility on it. And I'm about to wrap it up anyway. For 2 hours already. But see, my visibility's now bad. Because I told the truth that the British came in and created these fake countries. And they came in and created Israel from the Rothschild family. And that's what all these wars are about. You're giving fake narratives of terrorism and all this other nonsense. I think they're pretty good, guys. No cursing. And they're pretty good. No cursing. Try not to do no cursing again unless I need to do it. Be a little bit more mild-mannered and more restrained. Be a little more restrained and mild-mannered. I'm gonna get better though. That's what happened. So it'll take me a while to get better. I'm rusty, guys. It'll take me a while to get better. I wish I could have came on Friday, but I'll be back. I hope I got 2 days next weekend. I'm all excited like a new kid got a new toy. I'm like a child with a new toy. I ain't been on the studio for months. Like a kid with a new toy. But so when they put all these fake narratives about some bomb, it's not about any bomb. They use Israel as a linchpin so they can steal the rest of the resources. That's what the whole Great Israel Project was about. But they found that other people had been developing, mainly i.e. Iran, to defend themselves. And so the Greater Israel Project and the empire has no clothes, and now they got their back broke. That's what happened. America and Israel is now getting their back broke. They thought they can go and just steal Iran, do what they want to do, run roughshod over it, and then make all kind of fake narratives of terrorism. Well, Iran has committed no terrorism against anybody. They're the ones being attacked. But suppose this was But then our media, the mainstream global, and this is global. Global media is trying to call Western global media, controlled by the same people, is trying to have Iran be the bad guys. They're the ones get attacked. Somebody runs up and punches you in the mouth, but you're the bad guy for getting punched in the mouth. And then if you defend yourself, see, white supremacy says you're not allowed to. Remember, in their ideology, you're the bad guy if you try to defend yourself against their savagery. You're the bad guy if you try to defend yourself against their savagery. But they didn't realize that Iran had been preparing themselves for 30 years to take on this beast. They knew the beast was coming. And the beast didn't realize, I guess his intelligence wasn't good enough to realize the armament that Iran had created within those 30 years to deal with the beast. And now it's undeniable. Iran's power is undeniable. You can make up all these big statements that Trump, oh, we bomb them when the kingdom come. We destroyed the military. We destroyed the Navy. We destroyed everything. They have to submit on their knees. They'll do what we tell them. They'll have to make a deal and do what we tell them to do. All that nonsense he's been saying for 4 months. And everybody knows, there's the common sense that that wasn't the case. Iran already won the war. Iran should have the capability and capacity to keep this thing going. And so that's what happened. And so America's been brought to its knees. And this is worse than any other war that they did, any other war of aggression that they've done, or any other war of opportunity. Because it's an opportunity they want to go do. It's a war of aggression, but it's an opportunity to see if we can go steal people's shit and subjugate their people and give some fake statement. We're going to free. They're always going to free somebody's people. We're going to free them. When they took Libya, they blew up Libya, Afghanistan, Iraq. We're going to free the people. Then they free them. They free the country's resources, and the country's all broken, and it's a failed state. It's not cohesive. It can't fight back. It can't defend itself anymore, and that's the scam. You break the country up. You break up its cohesiveness. You cause different factions. It's divide and conquer. It's the old scam they do. You divide and conquer. And that's what happened now. Live access. I got live access removed. For what? Look at this. Live access removed for what? So I'll be fucking with this thing. See, I cut off TikTok again. I was about to wrap it up. Because tell the truth, so this is the truth. And what happened when you tell the truth? You're not bootleg like the rest of these YouTube or TikTokers or whatever. Everybody ain't been on this shit in 8 months. The last 8 months I got banned again. Everything I said is the truth. This is what happens when you deal with the truth in this country. See that? Everything I said was the truth. Everything I said was the truth. That's why I made a video on this shit. Misinformation. Then I said misinformation all looked up. It's a lie. They just want to get you up here. You know, so nothing I said is misinformation. That's what they do. Because everything is propagandized and lies. All of it. So I'm shadow banned on YouTube and all these other places. Twitter took my whole account down and made so I can't even get it. My Twitter account was last year, last summer. My password don't work. The things I can't get into the account at all. Because we're starting to get 4,000 or 5,000 people on lives on Twitter. And it said, well, you can't get wheeled up. Your live is compromised. I mean, your account is compromised. Compromised how? And Twitter, I put the same goddamn password. Said it ain't the password. We talking about. So that's what they do, guys. So we got a bunch of psychopaths that's run this country. They're liars. Their narratives are all phony. They own all the news. All the news parrots the same talking points. All of them. There's no difference between saying, oh, one's white, green, one's like, no. When it comes to war of aggression and empire, it's the same fake talking points. Because it's all propaganda. There is no real news anymore. There's no real journalists. Real journalists get fired. Real journalists doesn't exist. Or there should be some middle of the road shit. Like all these middle of the road people like Michelle, savvy sad with all that middle of the road nonsense you talk about. No one ever beats completely. It's all middle of the road stuff you get on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. It's all middle of the road. Nothing's ever drawn out the way I say it because they want their YouTube money. They'll get banned like my ass, right? Ain't been on TikTok in 8-9 months, right? It's all a scam. You understand? It had to do with these isms. It had to do with any nuclear bomb. It's all fake. Because we're gonna be real here before I get off. It's all fake. It's about them stealing people's resources, putting fake banks in their countries, and exploiting the people and their resources. That's the reason why you got these wars. These savages want to continue to steal and live out the benefit of everyone else. That's the world that they designed since they got this savage ass out of Europe 500 years ago, and that's what this is. And now, their time is just coming to an end because these morons don't realize things are cyclical. That's what because they created some thing called white supremacy and all these fake things, they rule forever, and that their rule was going to be forever. And it's just not. And so you're going to see within the next 20 or 30 years, completely they're going to be devastated. This is the beginning of the end of their ass. And they know it. This is the beginning of the end of their ass. And they're going to try to manipulate things, but they won't have the military force to back it up. So they'll come with other schemes. Other schemes and scams to get what they want without having to fight anybody. Hoping they can use mental manipulation now. You know, that's going to be the new scam. That they can manipulate you mentally to give up your shit to these morons. Alright, I'm about to wrap this thing up. I don't know, I've been on here 2 hours. I've been over 2 hours. So, like I said, market calendars, I'll be back every weekend, either Friday and Saturday or Saturday and Sunday, if I'm lucky. But at least once every weekend I'm here, I'm back. Okay, so. All right, so let me close this thing up. All right, much love, family. See everybody Monday with Joby. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks everybody for showing up. You know, nobody give any damn announcements or nothing. But I'm back for good. I said that I am back for good this time. I miss my seat. I miss this seat. I miss this seat. Black, hot, fire. I miss saying that. If you can, please donate. Go to blackoutfirenetwork.com. I'm still trying to get the TV back up on the network. I can't seem to pay these people right. We got different kind of scams to pay them, but I'll figure it out. And I'll go to Cash App, Mr. Blackout Fire. If you like what I do, I'm back for good. See everybody every weekend. Of course, I'll be throughout the weekdays with me and Joby. But I'm back on the weekends. Woo! Come on. Black, hot, fire. Feels good to me. I'm a little rusty. Thank you guys for putting up with me. I'm a little rusty. back. I'm back. I'm back. Black, hot, black. Motherfuckers banned me again on goddamn TikTok. Ain't been on TikTok for 8-9 months. I'm more than that, a year. Last I did was on YouTube. I didn't even use TikTok. Woo! First day back, bang. Didn't use no profanity or nothing. You can't win at Palooza. Black, hot, fire. We out. We out. We out. We out. Thanks everybody showing up. Much love, family. Thank you guys showing up. I appreciate it. Much love, everybody. Everybody have a good night and the rest of your weekend. Black, hot, light. Black, hot, light. We out, we out, we out, black, hot, light. Much love to the bank. Woo, woo. Well, have a good night. We out. Black, hot, light. Much love, everybody. See everybody this Monday. Yeah, the lights don't go off over there. And I see everybody back here, same black time, same black channel. Friday and Saturday, depending on when I get to the house. When I'm back, we're good. Peace, family.